But one thing I would say is that today we salute Ralph Cutié for all that he does. We welcome him here, and I'd like to ask everybody for the amount of work that he does and the energy that he exerts in bringing this airport to what it should be. Let's introduce him by giving him a round of applause and a standing ovation. Ralph. Hey! Woo! Woo!
Wow, I don't know what to say. Thank you for the exceedingly kind words, Chris. I really appreciate them. So, before we start, thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you, Chief Morales, for allowing me the privilege to serve as your Aviation Director. I really, it's a distinct honor for me to do that. Thank you to our Board of County Commissioners for your support and your leadership over our top 2 economic engines in Miami-Dade County. One of my favorite quotes is from Mark Twain, and it's, "You're never wrong to do the right thing." So I'm going to try to start out today by doing two right things. First of all, I want to recognize my dear friend, colleague, and partner in crime, Heidi Webb. First woman port director in Miami-Dade County history. You guys didn't know you were sitting next to a legend. First woman port director in Miami-Dade County history. And in my humble opinion, the best port director in the United States of America. And secondly, I'd like to recognize those at table 25 and 26 before we get started, our Miami-Dade Aviation Department team. If you could please stand up. You know, it sounds cliche. People say teamwork makes the dream work, but I would stack our aviation team against any other aviation team in the nation. They do a lot of heavy lifting day in and day out to make our airport as successful as it is, and I am extremely grateful to be a part of that team working alongside with them. So, and the state of Miami International Airport is indeed strong. So right now, today, your hometown airport is having the strongest passenger recovery of any U.S. airport since 2019. We continue to lead the nation in international trade, as the mayor mentioned, and we're making an unprecedented investment of nearly $9 billion in our infrastructure and our capital projects. So I'm going to provide an update on all the great news that's been happening this year. As the mayor mentioned, this past year we had our second consecutive record-breaking year in passenger volume by having 52.3 million passengers come through our airport. We also had our fourth consecutive record-breaking year for cargo with 2.8 million tons of cargo handled at MIA. Thanks to that growth, MIA continued to move up in the rankings of the busiest airports in the entire world, according to Airports Council International's global rankings that were just released in April. And I'm going to put the rankings I'm going to give you now, I'm going to put in perspective. There are 40,000 airports in the entire world. 20,000 of those are in the United States. So to put what I'm going to give you now as far as rankings in perspective, your hometown airport is still the #1 airport in the U.S. for international freight. And as the mayor mentioned, we moved up to 6 from 7 in that same category this past year. We're still the #2 airport in the U.S. for international passengers and #10 in the U.S. for total passengers. We're still the #3 airport for total freight and total cargo, and we moved up to #6, as the mayor mentioned, in both those categories in 2024. And we're the #9 airport in the U.S. and 12th airport in the world in total aircraft operations. So when our mayor stands up here and says we're one of the busiest airports in the world, she's 100% spot on. That's exactly what we are. And I'm going to share a little secret with you. Not only has our growth continued this year, but it's gotten even faster. Your hometown airport is experiencing the fastest start ever in its history now in 2024. As of this morning, we have moved nearly 25 million passengers through MIA as of this morning's report. That's nearly an 11% increase over last year's number. Tremendous growth. 11 million of those are international. That's an 11% increase in international, and about 14 million in domestic. So nearly 25 million passengers so far this year, an incredible number. That growth puts MIA on pace for nearly 58 million passengers by the end of 2024. Another third straight record-breaking year. Cargo traffic is also off to a fast start with growth up to 4% this year. with international freight leading the way there with a 5% growth so far in 2024. That puts us on pace for 2.9 million tons, which would be the 5th record-breaking year in cargo movement for your hometown airport. Statewide, MIA generates about $118 billion in business revenue and 700,000 direct, indirect, and dues and related jobs. Locally, we support 1 out of every 4 jobs in Miami-Dade County. So why is our growth so important? Because more passenger and cargo growth at MIA translates to what? More corporate partners, more business investment, more tourism spending, and more jobs in our community, which is of interest to everybody in this room. Last year, MIA drew 3 new passenger airlines to Miami-Dade County, and already at the midpoint of 2024, we have another 5 additional airlines that have launched or are scheduled to launch service at MIA. We continue to have more passenger and cargo airlines than any other U.S. airport, and we're soon going to be going back to our milestone from pre-COVID of 100 airlines at MIA. We're currently at 99, so we'll be at 100, which will, we're right now the airport with the most number of airlines that we fly. So any of our airline partners in the room, I want to recognize you because you're all a part of that. You're of that growth and of that number of airlines, so we're very excited about that. This year in 2020, the 3 new airline partners that we have, Volaris, El Salvador, North Atlantic Airways, and Porter Airlines, all providing either direct weekly service or seasonal service to their different destinations. The 5 airlines that started service this year, Condor launched Frankfurt service this March. Level, Barcelona, service in April. Avalor Airlines started Orlando and Punta Cana service in this month. Will start this month. Canada Jetlines, which also starts in June to Toronto, and Viva Airbus, which launches to Monterey and Merida in July. Now, we love welcoming new airline partners, but our explosive growth that I've already mentioned and that the mayor highlighted would simply not be possible without our largest airline partner, our hub carrier, American Airlines, which American served nearly 32 million of our passengers in 2023, which was about 60% of our record-breaking number. They set a new record with 390-plus flights in their winter schedule this past year. And now in 2024, they launched 3 first-ever routes at MIA to Governor's Harbor, Bahamas, Ocho Rios, Jamaica, and Tulum, Mexico. And now I'm going to take a moment of personal privilege, and I'm going to ask J.C. Lascano, Vice President and Station Manager for American Airlines, to stand up, please. So, those of you that don't know, tomorrow JC will be celebrating his 30-year anniversary with American Airlines as an American Airlines employee. And I want to recognize JC for your friendship, your partnership, and I look forward to many more years working us together on growing MIA and growing American and continuing those great passenger numbers, which you guys are a big part of. So, my friend, thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Additionally, our unprecedented growth is generating new real estate expansions, which means we have a lot of ribbon cuttings and a lot of groundbreakings that you see the mayor and myself at. During Black History Month, our local small business legend, Jackson Soul Food, opened up their 3rd location at MIA, which includes also a Chick-fil-A. As you can imagine, that is an extremely busy location, and I can personally attest to the quality of the food. It's really outstanding, so if you're ever in the airport and want to check it out, the food is awesome. And obviously, we're extremely proud to welcome Jackson Soul Food and to continue our long-standing tradition of a 35% participation in all of our concessions, small business participation, so we're extremely proud of that. A month later, global aircraft maintenance provider AAR broke ground. The mayor joined us for that. On their new maintenance hangar, which is a 114,000 square foot expansion, which is scheduled to be completed October of next year. And that will increase AAR's footprint by 33% and add a new more than 200 very high-paying technician jobs for the airport and for the industry. So very exciting there. The month after, not too long after we had the groundbreaking for AAR, Delta Airlines opened its newly expanded Delta Sky Club Lounge, which was a 4,000 square foot expansion, which expanded their lounge capacity by 50% and will allow them to serve another 300 of our customers. So great news there. Also, Delta expanded its presence at MIA in a very big way by serving 23% more passengers, so they have now become our 2nd busiest airline. The mayor mentioned our Modernization and Action Program and our capital program. As I mentioned, it's nearly a $9 billion unprecedented level of improvements and upgrades, not only to accommodate our record growth, but to transform the customer experience at MIA, which is our goal. Most recently, we broke ground in February on our 7-level garage extension that will add more than 2,200 spaces and 50 electrical vehicle charging stations. And Lamar Tech, our sponsor today, is our contractor for that project. And the project is moving forward on schedule, and everything is going smooth as far as our traffic movement through the airport, so we're extremely happy about that. That is our first public-facing capital improvement project that we're embarking on. Our capital improvement program is a $7.4 billion program, comprised of more than 150 projects, and it will expand and modernize South Terminal, Central Terminal, and North Terminal over the next 15 years, and it's something that we are very, very excited about. When completed, the parking garage will also increase our parking spaces, since the mayor mentioned parking, to 10,000 spaces. So it'll be a big relief to us when it comes to the high holiday seasons that we have, something we desperately need. As part of our $1.7 billion modernization and action program, as the mayor mentioned, we're investing nearly $700 million to replace and maintain all 616 of our conveyance units, elevators, escalators, and moving walks. 32 of the units are already done, and once we start receiving long-awaited parts, we're going to be modernizing about 30 units per year, and we'll continue to perform major repairs as we move forward, again, to improve the customer experience. We're investing $101 million, as you saw in the video, to renovate more than 200 in the first phase of our 447 restrooms throughout the terminal. So far, we've completed 44. We have another 20 that will be renovated this year, and we have 141 that are being designed by some of the firms in this room. We're also investing $234 million into upgrading all 126 of our passenger boarding bridges. This is exciting to us because those bridges will include what we call it's shore power at the airport. So it will include state-of-the-art 400 hertz electrical systems, which will allow our aircraft to draw power from the terminal, not run their auxiliary power units, save fuel, and also reduce our carbon footprint and our carbon emissions, which is one of the mayor's 4 pillars. So it's totally aligned with the mayor's environmental platform. We've completed 32 of those, and all of our loading bridges from now on are going to be energy efficient glass bridges to keep up with industry standards. Excited about that. And lastly, our $547 million electrical infrastructure program is going to include net zero backup generators, and our roof will include, as the mayor is very excited about, a solar panel program as part of our roof replacement program, one of the biggest roof replacement in the airport's history, and will include a significant number of solar panels and power generating systems, so excited about that. We talked about cargo before. Our existing cargo facilities are projected to reach a maximum capacity of 5 million tons by the year 2040. So to proactively meet that demand, we're moving forward with our vertically integrated cargo community center, or VIC, which, if approved, will place MIA at that capacity by the year 2030, more than 10 years ahead of schedule. And it essentially will future-proof MIA as one of the premier cargo airports in the entire world. So a project we're very excited about. And again, I love that word, future-proofing. Great word, excellent word. Which we've been negotiating for the last couple of years. We're expecting to take to our Board of County Commissioners now this summer. Once completed, this project will be the first multi-level cargo facility of its kind in the entire Western Hemisphere. So not only are we addressing cargo, but we're making history while we do it. In addition to increasing our cargo capacity, the VIC will also have an enormous economic impact by providing thousands of jobs during construction and after construction. So great news on that front. And the VIC is not the only innovation initiative that we have. Under our innovation division, we're installing biometric boarding at all of our gates. That'll be the largest implementation of biometric boarding of any airport in the entire country. And we're about 60% done with that. Biometric boarding, for those of you that are not aware, allows the airlines to match a passenger's identity with their passport information in seconds with a simple photo and no boarding pass. And what that does is significantly increases throughput through our gates, which obviously makes the passenger experience very positive for our customers. So far, we've completed 74 gates, and we have another 60 in Concourse D, where American resides. That'll be done by the end of this year. So get ready to say cheese when you board your flights coming soon. We're also purchasing Bluetooth sensors throughout our airport to help us monitor and respond to everything from out-of-service elevators, temperature, air quality, water quality, etc. We had a successful pilot for virtual queuing in 2022, and we're now working with TSA to get approval on that. one, I would be remiss if I didn't mention, one unforeseen modernization project that we had to undertake late last year was the Concourse D SkyTrain. As most of you know, our biannual inspection of the SkyTrain revealed some structural concrete damage that required emergency repairs. Those repairs were completed in less than 6 months ahead of schedule. And the train was put back in operation in late March, and our between stations 2 and 4. And our fourth and final station is on track to reopen this fall. So the train is back up and running, and that's great news there. The total cost of these repairs is almost $4.2 million, so that underscores the urgency of that. And again, it was an inconvenience for our travelers, for our employees, but ensuring the safety of our public. It's a public trust that we have, and is always our number one priority. So again, by doing what we did, we averted a potential tragedy, and we're able to get the train back up and running ahead of schedule. So you can all take a lot of pride in the fact that your hometown airport is one of the safest airports in the country, and we have excellent relationships with our federal partners, TSA, CBP, the CDC, and also with our local Miami-Dade Police Department and Miami-Dade Fire Rescue Departments. I like to say that our airport is one of the safest, most secure airports in the entire world. And if you don't believe me, the experts will back it up. Back in April, the FAA completed their annual Part 139A inspection of our airfield. And we passed it once again with flying colors. They gave us a glowing review of not only our airfield, but of Miami-Dade Fire Rescue's response times to emergencies. And quote unquote, they called MIA a well-managed and very safe airport. This is kind of important because most of the FAA inspectors are retired military. These are guys that are extremely strict, and they're not quick with a compliment or with superlatives. So to get that kind of positive feedback from them is really an outstanding evaluation. Many of you remember a couple of years ago, we had the Red Air crash. The mayor was there for it. And because of the quick response time of our MDAT staff and our fire rescue staff, we were able to save the lives of 140 people that day with no injuries, and also every single person that got off that plane and survived made their connecting flights on time. So working together with CBP and fire rescue. That response was so good and so exemplary that the FAA waived our triannual full-scale drill because we actually passed the drill in a real-life event with flying colors. So that's testament to our staff, our team, how hard they work. We recognized them before, very grateful for them. Speaking of safety, we are a recognized leader in airport safety, and MDAD has been chosen by TSA for not one, but two cutting-edge pilot programs, one for drone detection, which is the latest threat out there as far as terrorism is concerned, and also our perimeter intrusion detection technology. We're a test bed for TSA for those two things, so we're very proud to have been chosen for that. So last, but certainly not least, before I finish up, along with all the unprecedented investments that I mentioned, along with the maintenance upgrades and all the innovation we've talked about, we're also investing like never before in our workforce and our customer service initiatives. In February, the mayor and I launched the I Am MIA customer service program, and under the I Am MIA program, we've deployed dedicated lightning teams to identify and address wear and tear maintenance issues throughout our terminal. And we're in the process of hiring even more lightning team members to continue to address those issues as we move forward. And then lastly, this summer, we're going to be rolling out a Miami Begins with MIA customer service training program in collaboration with the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau to continue to assist with our customer service initiatives and to make our passenger experience as great as it can be. So I think I've said enough. So to close, if you please indulge me with a few minutes to ask for your support. In case you haven't noticed, I like to call our airport your hometown airport, because that's exactly what it is. It's your hometown airport. It's our airport. You know, we work there, but it's your hometown airport. So I hope that I've made a strong case for that today, and I hope that you all realize what a jewel and what a treasure MIA is, not only for us, but for the entire community, and we're very proud of it. So our numbers are compelling, as I mentioned, $118 billion in revenue, 700,000 jobs, 1 out of every 4 jobs in our community, 97% of Miami's visitors, and 60% of the state of Florida's visitors arrive through MIA. We're the most recovered passenger airport, busiest cargo airport in the country, second busiest for international passengers in the country, and quickly moving up the rankings. So I'll ask you to please join us in spreading the great news about our record growth and the unprecedented improvements as we continue to transform MIA into a future-ready hub that we can all be extremely proud of. So as you're going to see now, MIA really does begin with, Miami really begins with MIA. Go ahead.
I am MIA.
I am MIA.
Soy MIA.
I am 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 MIA.
Yo soy MIA.
I am MIA.
Yo soy MIA.
I am MIA.
Yo soy MIA.
We are MIA.
I am MIA.
I am MIA.
I am MIA.
Okay. So with that, I hope you all get